they played well. But there's one person, Rob, and let me start, right? So I'm gonna pull this player out for my underappreciated. Now let me sell it to you a little bit because it's Morgan Rogers. Now I know that he's celebrated and I know that he is appreciated, right? Certainly Aston Villa, maybe within our two Robbies world, because we've talked about him a lot.
Yeah.
But and I accept that and I appreciate that he is appreciated. But I'm going to another level, Rob. I'm going to another level. That this underappreciation on a world stage. When we're looking at a player that right now I feel like I'd rather have in my team than Phil Foden of Man City, then I think there's an underappreciatedness of just how good he is. You just said he's like in the Premier League right now, he's one of the star players.
Yeah.
I think in terms of attacking midfield players, we talked about Phil Foden. I went crazy about Phil Foden last week. Yeah. And you said about, well, what about Morgan Rogers? You're absolutely right. But even in European football and world football, there isn't many guys that are 6'2" that can play as a number 10, that can play on either flank rolling inside, that gets back and does his defensive work, has a great mentality, a great physicality. I think he leads the league in terms of carries and breaking the lines with dribbles. Yeah. And on his own scored 2 spectacular goals to win the game. So yes, he's appreciated on the local level, but I'm talking about, really, we should be talking about one of the best midfield players in the world right now. And I think he's absolutely should be starting for England in the World Cup. Yeah. Jude Bellingham is a player that others might say, and maybe we don't watch as much as Jude Bellingham as Morgan Rogers. Yeah. But right now, I'd rather have this attacking midfield player that's got a brilliant mentality and attitude amongst any others for the world stage. So that's my case, Robbie Earle. I know he's kind of well-liked, respected, but I think, listen, we're talking one of the best midfield players on the planet, and that's why I'd say he's underappreciated.
Big shout from Robbie Mustoe. I'm wondering if it's because he used to play for Middlesbrough.
No, it's nothing to do with Middlesbrough. Nothing to do there.
But you're right, and I'd almost chuck in next to him his manager, mate, because I think his manager makes a huge difference. I think if he's playing with different managers, we don't see all that we're seeing now. He's got the right kind of coach manager who's developing, and we spoke to him briefly after the game. He did a lovely interview. He's a very smart, intelligent young man. And, he talked about, how the manager sets him goals and he looks at the game and he wants to get better and, looking forward to a World Cup stage and but knowing he's got to focus on Aston Villa as well. So, it's a good shout. He's gone up, to the next level. And that's not easy to do in the Premier League because there's a lot of good players around, mate, and there's a lot of good teams.
I just don't know whether our American viewers and listeners and stuff, like... Rogers, I know him.
He's not seen as a star, is he?
He's not seen as a star in the league. And I think we're getting to the point now where he's right up there with one of the best footballers in the Premier League. And, I just wanted to give him another mention.
It's a good...
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.